Hi guys, my name is Sandra Kati and welcome to Controversial, a show that highlights the uncomfortable truths of life. Cause I keep it controversial. All I do is special. I'm keeping the ciao. I'm keeping the ciao. It's hilarious. I am so funny. But let's get into it. So guys, today I'm going to be talking about Gogo Maweni and Gogo Skhotheni. The Gogo Maweni and Gogo Skhotheni beef because Lord have mercy. I was scared to report on this because let me tell you something. I am not that powerful. Okay? I'm a prayer warrior, but my faith, yeah, teka. So I feel like there are loopholes. If they wanted to get me one of them, they could. So I was a bit anxious about giving an opinion and giving a resolution to the whole beef. But I feel like if you're a public figure and you put your life out there, you do give us people that are watching an opportunity to actually chime in. And I am not offensive, so I don't think they'll get offended to the point where they actually hurt me, right? This is my take on the beef. These are two very powerful women individually, and I feel like it's really bad for the culture for them to fight, right? Just on a PR perspective, or on a branding perspective, I feel like it's not good for either person's brand right now, because when you are fighting with someone, there are certain things you say in anger that a potential customer could be watching, and then those that were thinking would say, okay, I'm going to buy from that particular person. Whatever you say in the heat of the moment can turn that potential customer off. And I know they've probably gotten to the stage in their career where they don't care, they want to keep it authentic, and they feel like you know I, I don't care about the money, I just care about getting my point across. And they can care about getting the point across, but I believe there's also a way to do it, especially in branding terms, and also just on a spiritual level. um just your mental health. I feel like fighting with someone back and forth, your mental health, it does something to your mental health. And I admire both of these women individually. I feel like I'm not going to take the things or the jabs they've put against each other as a pointer for my rapport about this whole situation, because everybody says things when they're angry, and everybody does things when they're angry that they're not proud of afterwards, because usugu full of emotions. And I think it would be unfair for me to say, oh, Gogo Skhotheni did this, Gogo Moni did this, when in private I probably do worse, when nobody's watching. It goes in public, right? So, but what I will say is that both of them, I really admire their work ethic and their business ethic. I really love Gogo Maweni's um spirit of I don't care. This is for my kids, this is for my livelihood. I don't care what another person thinks about me. This is how I make money. This is what puts bread on my table. And I don't care who says what. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be authentic, even if other people don't like it. I admire that, because I feel like if unesibindi empilweni, leso sibindi can take you to the sky is the limit as far as what you can achieve if you had a spin. So I really admire spin this Maweni. I wish I had this spin way to be like so authentic that I just don't care. That I say the good, the bad, and the ugly. And Gogo Skhotheni, what I really, really admire about her is her work ethic. She's so hardworking. She does so many things. Like this girl has a business for everything. And I'm not saying this is a jab. I'm just saying that she's a multiple income stream hand, and I respect that. I respect her work ethic, because she said when she started DJing, it was because she used to go for club appearances and she'd just stand there and when got time would say, artist, okay, my dress is torn. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. But she'd say it was Anna. She didn't like just standing there, so she learned a skill. So I admire that. I admire a person that's always developing a skill and looking at different ways to make money. That is for a woman who's as beautiful as she is, because she's beautiful, very beautiful. And as a woman who's beautiful and you can literally get a man who's going to take care of you, like easily, especially if you have the means spiritually to make him take care of you. But her basically choosing the I want to work hard route, it speaks volumes of her character for me. So it's handiwork ethic. Both of these women are like powerful in their own right, and we there's so many things we can learn from each of them individually. that I think that the fight doesn't highlight that. The fight is bad for the culture. And there was a point where I actually thought that maybe these two are actually friends and badlalangats. Maybe they're friends and they want to be relevant again because the whole African spirituality trend is it's losing relevance. So I thought maybe they just want to climb back up on the trends so they can introduce new business ventures. You never know. These are smart women, but I don't know, but either way, I just feel like it's taking more than bringing into their bringing into their brands. How I would suggest they go about their brands. I sat down and I thought about this long and hard yesterday. I was like, how, as a brand strategist and a PR specialist, okay, because I did study PR and I did study business. I have a certificate in business and I do have a diploma in public relations, and I've been in a couple of magazines, Bona magazine, Drum magazine. So I feel like I know enough to give a brand analysis because I've been working with brands, right? I sat down and I thought and thought, how can they rebrand themselves in such a way that we support them without them having to rely too much on the African spirituality aspect of their brands, because I do feel like African spirituality is yehla. And I thought long and hard, and it was really really hard for me to come up with anything, because at the end of the day, they've done it. They've done a lot. They've diversified their reach, in the sense that each one of them have done separate projects that are away from African spirituality. I think Maweni did properties, and then Skhotheni did DJing, and she also had a property development program, if I'm not mistaken. And they've individually did things that are not rooted in African spirituality, but Oksala, we already know them because first impressions matter. We already know them through the African spirituality route, so it's hard for us to de-associate them from that brand. And I sat down and I was like, you know what? I can't think of anything. I can't think, because they've evolved. They have a community of people. But what I would be interested in seeing, honestly, let me tell you what I'd be interested in seeing from both of these women. I would love to see the softer sides of them. I think I would be able to relate to them, because literally branding is basically relatability, how people can relate to you so that you can build trust and they can buy from you continuously. Like, you build a community of people that buy from you, like loyal customers. And I feel like I would love to see their softer sides. I would love to see the vulnerable sides of Skhotheni. There was a time when she spoke about, I don't want to talk about her son, because her son, for me, I feel like it's just too deep. As a woman, I don't want to talk about another woman's, like, the passing of another woman's child. Like, I would cry. I would cry. I watched her talk about her son in this other podcast, and I literally cried. And I feel bad for her so much. I don't want her to keep reliving that pain. But I would love to see her talk about her marriage. Her marriage, and it's very it's so much has been said about her marriage. If she doesn't want to talk about her marriage, I would like to hear her perspective as a wife or as a divorcee. Why do you divorce? Why do you think it's okay to divorce? Like, tell us the journey, even if but the journey as a person that went from girlfriend, wife to now divorcee. How has that journey been? Because that transition can be really, really difficult, and a lot of women can relate to that, because it's doing well right now on YouTube. There are women that are talking about their divorce. It's doing really, really well. I would love to see her talk about that if she's open. I think that would give her a really good launch into the psyche of women, and it would be easier for us to kind of hurdle up around her and give her support and love, because I feel like she needs love right now, and just give her that. But we can only do that if we see a leak and we see it's okay, we can penetrate here. Because when a woman is too strong, all of us become defensive, because we're like, okay, does she want to hurt me? I don't know. So if she opens up her heart and she's vulnerable about the things that we all women can relate to, which is basically relationships, it will be easier for her to build a community. Umawen, on the other side, I would love her to be more vulnerable about her kids. She has spoken so much about her being a mom. There's other time where she spoke about working with the children's shelter, and I was like, that is so commendable. That is so commendable. You know how much commitment you need to have a children's shelter, or to have a constant rapport with the children's shelter. That speaks volumes about the heart that you have, because she does, somewhere in there there's a good heart. I believe there is, because you wouldn't be working with kids on a daily basis if you didn't have a good soul deep down. So I do believe Wuti she's a good person. I just believe Wuti she projects a certain image for her brand and also to protect herself, but I do believe that she does have a good heart in there, and it's a heart where she feels like she has to fiercely protect her kids. And if and it would be easier for me as a woman to relate to her as a mom than it would be easier for me to relate to her as a Gogo Maweni, because I'm not a Gogo in any way, shape, or form. I'm just a spiritual life coach, and. So it would be nice to see her, her relationship in the children's shelter, even if she doesn't go to the children's shelter because she wants to protect the kids, but just give awareness on the charity that she's involved in regards to the children's shelter and the things that she feels like we as a community should do to use her platform for good and to broaden her community, because they are literally this community of women, a community of people that are waiting to relate with her on a deeper level so we can support her more. And these women, as I said, they are both forces to be reckoned with, individually powerhouses. And I just feel like they don't have to be best friends, but they can be cordial. I just think Kwebana just makes them look not good, and it's not good for the culture. As women, we need to come together, we need to support each other, and we need to work on our strengths. We don't always have to get along, but I feel like we don't always have to fight either. Those are my takes. Thank you for watching. And again, guys, I don't mean any disrespect if they see this, please, y'all. I don't mean any disrespect. Nothing but love and peace.